Hello and welcome to the Herget Gymnasium for Varsity Wrestling. Mike Wassel bringing you the coverage here as Braintree and Walpole set to take the mats. And Braintree in the midst of a 500 winning percentage season to this point. They are 5-5. They've had 10 matches and now trying to get over 500 with the victory here today over Walpole. We will start at 106. And Walpole with a couple of different wrestlers on the sheet that are blank, so assuming they either forfeit or move a wrestler up to a different weight class, we may see Braintree getting a few forfeit points, as we'll try and keep track of the points as best as we can, as well as identify the wrestlers. The first home match that we have covered here this year, as we get ready for the 106 weight class. So the weight class is getting set to check in, I believe, at the scorer's table here, just to verify who they are. And that's who will wrestle. And Braintree actually is going to forfeit here at 106, is what I believe is the case here. So Walpole scores the first 6 points. Braintree does have a couple of wrestlers listed there at 106, but changing their mind as we will go to 113. So 6-0 lead for Walpole right off the bat. And move on to 113. As Braintree with the first 2 points for a takedown. Each round 2 minutes, there's 3 of them. If it goes that distance, the only way for the match to stop would be if it ends in a pin or if a team has a 15-point lead at any point. So Braintree trying to battle back on the scoreboard, down 6-0, but as I mentioned earlier, Walpole with a couple of weight classes that they do not have anybody listed. So Braintree taking a chance here and assuming they'll make it up later. A 1-point escape point for Walpole. So the Walpole team listed now as the Timberwolves. Four to 1 is the advantage for Braintree with 1:05 to go here in the first period. Not much going on here as both sides battling for control of the wrists, which is so important in this sport. And Braintree now looking to try and pin here as they work on some back points. And a good opportunity there for a pin, but not long enough. As Braintree now is in a very good pinning spot, and they get it. As that ties the score at 6 on a Braintree pin. So that ties it up at 6. So we've already gone through 106 and 113, splitting 6-6. Let's move on to 120 pounds. We've had 15 seconds elapsed, no score. Still no points. Braintree looking for takedown points, and there they do. They get it. Looking to go right into a pin, and they get it. As Braintree made quick work there after a slow start. And Braintree with consecutive pins to go ahead 12-6. This match moving on quickly. And right off the bat, Braintree looking for a takedown, which they get. They score the first 2 points as they are working on a pinning combination now. Good control of the wrist, keeping the shoulders down on the mat, and Braintree just 16 seconds into the opening round with another pin, and Braintree making very quick work here of Walpole. That makes the score 18-6, Braintree. And now a forfeit here at 132 by Walpole gives Braintree another 6 points. It's 24-6 Braintree. You see the points can really add up in a hurry in this sport, especially when you're scoring 6 at a time. 6 is the maximum number of points you can score. Again, if you're new to the sport, 6 points can be awarded for a forfeit, which we just saw, or a pin. Those are the 2 ways to get 6 points. You can get 3 points by a regular decision if you win by 0 points if you tie, or 8 or less. 4 points between 9 and 14, and then 5 points if it's 15 plus. No points so far here as we have moved on to 138. Braintree with 4 consecutive 6-point finishes, 3 pins and a forfeit. Walpole's only 6 points coming on a Braintree forfeit. And this is a sport really that obviously is so close in contact that you always concern yourself with all the COVID issues, but these athletes want to compete just as much as anybody else does. As Braintree with the opening 2 points on a reversal, and Walpole has gotten those 2 points back with the same play. So 24-6 is the score. Braintree overall on the scoreboard is 2-2 individually here in the match at 138. As Braintree getting put in a pinning spot, but good job rolling over onto the stomach to avoid a pin. Obviously your back and shoulders have to be on the mat in order for that to happen. I believe it's 3 seconds is the tap out count, as Braintree will get an escape point to go ahead 3-2. Just 10 seconds remaining here in the opening period. And 2 points for Walpole at the buzzer, making it a 4-3 advantage in favor of the visitors here in this weight class. Neutral position for Walpole and Braintree here to start round 2. Obviously, this is a team sport, but individuals can really help out their team in this sport. Sometimes losing by 3 or 4 points really helps your team out, because 6 points is the exact worst case scenario. And right now it's a 4-3 advantage in favor of Walpole. We played now a half minute into the second period. As Braintree gets 2 reversal points to go ahead 5-4. Been pretty entertaining so far, as both sides continuing to go back and forth exchanging reversals, as Walpole goes ahead 6-5. I did not wrestle in high school, nor do I plan on wrestling at any point, but this is a very entertaining sport, and it's a sport with a few technicalities that I continue to pick up on through the years. And Braintree right now with a comfortable lead. 6-5 still, Walpole. Half minute to go here in the second period. Final 18 seconds as Braintree down in the bottom position. Final 10 seconds as Braintree trying to avoid giving up any further points here down the stretch. And getting to his feet. And that is the way the second round comes to a close, with Braintree still trailing by 1.6-5. And right now, both sides doing a nice job. It's a very evenly matched here at 138. Right off the bat, Walpole trying to exert some strength. Braintree getting to their feet. And right back down to the mat. Half minute into the third period, Braintree still down a point. Trying to get to their feet and get an escape point, but this is deemed out of bounds. So a minute 19 left here in the third period, unless we see a pin. Braintree right now down a point. If Walpole continues to take this 1 point lead and finish that way, it'll be 3 points added to their total, but this might be the first time we see something other than a 6 point finish. 6 being the maximum, obviously. As a pinning try here for Walpole, as Braintree right now just giving up back points. Walpole not in a pin. Referee saying no. The bench doesn't like the call from the referee. And that's excellent work there to avoid getting pinned. And crazy enough, there weren't even any back points awarded in that situation, which is very surprising. Anytime you see a player down on the mat like that, if they're not getting pinned, you would assume they're getting the back points. So, Braintree catching a big break there as the battle continues. Final 35 seconds here. "20 seconds left. Braintree still trailing by 1. As we again see out of bounds, as they will restart. Braintree again will have to be on the bottom position. It does actually put Braintree in a spot to get an escape point. If they can get to his feet and get out of the grasp, Braintree could tie the score, but it would actually bring us into an overtime situation. So I guess I forgot about that we could see overtime, which would obviously alleviate, there will be no ties. And getting to his feet, but not being awarded the escape point. So it remains 6-5, and really putting everything out there. Both wrestlers, Braintree pleading on their teammate. This has been a good one here at 138 pounds. Walpole able to close the door here by pinning down the player, and that is how it ends. An unfortunate end there for Braintree, a well-fought bout there, but Braintree drops it 6-5, a 3-point decision. And it gives 3 points to Walpole's total, making it 24-9 Braintree. That was by far the most even we have seen any of these ones go so far through the weight classes. That's 6 classes down. 8 more to go. And it looks like there might be some sort of disparity in the score, which I don't really see what disparity we could look at unless they're asking about if there was any back points awarded, but even in that case it wouldn't matter because they did not eclipse a certain margin. They would have had to have gone over 8 points, which that would not have happened because they only won by 1. So moving on up to 145 pounds. So Braintree with a 24-9 advantage. Both sides fighting for positioning. Minute and a half to go here in the first period. And being driven out of bounce. And we'll go into neutral position. No player had control, so there was no advantage given. Sides locking up. Neither side really wanting to budge. They started in the neutral position. There haven't really been any positioning gains by either side, which is the reason we are still scoreless with 50 seconds left here in the first period. Walpole will strike for the first 2 points on a takedown. Just 15 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Braintree still trailing 2 points to none. And right now, Walpole is working on back points. And they pin right towards the end of the first period, so that hurt Braintree. They looked like they may have tried to find their way out of that round, but could not do so. And a pin makes it 24-15. And Walpole starting to make a little bit of noise here in the middle rounds. It's a big 6 points. So moving on to 152. Both sides very physical here to start. As you would probably expect, is more physical play as you get up towards the heavier classes. A lot more strength being put on display, and the technique is so important. As Braintree looking for a pinning try, and Walpole spins out of it, but Braintree has scored the first 2 points. Trying to work on back points now. as Walpole trying to squirm out of bounds. And it looks like there's going to be 2 back points awarded for Braintree, 4-0 advantage here with 1:23 to go in the first period. Another 2 points for Braintree takedown, and it's a very comfortable 6-0 advantage. Braintree giving up a point to go to neutral position, so it's 6-1. (6-2) is the score. Braintree. And a stalling warning on Walpole. You heard the warning there from the referee. If it happens again, Braintree will be given a point. You're warned 1 time. As Braintree again wants to go into neutral position. It is 8-3 is the score that is listed on the board right now. Braintree up by 5. As Braintree has no concern right now of giving away the 1 point. Braintree wrestler losing his mask, and looks like he'll take a new one. It looks like it actually broke is the reason why it came off. Surprised that you don't see that more often in this sport. But plenty of spares down on the bench, I'm sure. Braintree giving up another escape point here to get back in a neutral position. We've seen Braintree giving away all 4 of their points in that fashion, but they get another 2 points for takedown. So clearly the offense is the attack here for what Braintree wants to do. And right now you assume that they would love to get those 6 points the way this is going. But you wonder how much energy is being exerted here in this first period. As Braintree working on back points. And Walpole wrestler really trying to work out of it. Braintree very close to a pin. That's got to be very close over there. Hard for us to see the angle of those shoulders, but still nothing awarded. And saved by the bell. And that's going to be 3 back points. Braintree will go ahead 15-4. Very dominant first period. Braintree obviously right now wrestling for either 5 or 6 points, depending on how this one shakes out. They're hoping for 6, but obviously that's not 100% how it could happen. Right off the bat, and Braintree comes away with the pin. So all that hard work paid off nicely for Braintree. Got to give credit there. That was a very strong bout. As Braintree with the pin goes ahead 30-15 on the scoreboard. And right now Braintree has won 5 total weight classes. Walpole has won 3. And Braintree with a 30-15 advantage as we head to 160. Walpole really has to start getting some points. A reversal for 2 for Walpole to go ahead 2-0. And the player is out of bounds. That would have been a good opportunity for a pin, but Braintree was certainly out of bounds. awkward looking positioning there. As Braintree rolling it back into something here, trying to roll it into a pin, but both sides just continuing to roll around on the mat and exchange positioning. Just 2-0 is the score at this point, although we've seen a lot of different maneuvers here. Seconds left here in the opening period. As Walpole closing in on a pin, and they get it. That makes it 30-21 after the pin. Five more weight classes remaining as we move on to 170. And this is really where it gets dangerous for Walpole because they do not have a ton of eligible wrestlers towards the end of their roster as the weight classes get higher up, which is really going to put them at a disadvantage if they do not secure points. And Braintree is probably going to walk away with a victory if Walpole does not secure this one. .2 points right off the bat for Braintree here at 170 pounds. Looks like the Walpole wrestler shaking up a little bit, and he's going to be on bottom position. Braintree will have top. And a dangerous play there on Braintree, giving away a point. It's 2-1. Two to one, Braintree with 55 seconds left here in the opening round. As Braintree very close to a pin, trying to settle those shoulders down. And he's got the shoulders down, and he's got the pin. And Braintree with a dominant finish. Needed that. And Walpole now in a very vulnerable spot. As the Braintree pin makes it 36-21. And a forfeit here at 182 pounds. So Braintree with 6 more points. This one all but over now, as Braintree ahead 42-21 with just 3 weight classes to go. And obviously it is mathematically impossible. I don't think we'll see anything further. Well, maybe we will see a little bit more. And it looked like neither side wanted to bring anybody out at 195, so that'll actually go as a no contest. We will not see any added points, which is very rare in this sport. Probably more of a sportsmanship thing on the Braintree side, not to take the free points. It is 42-21 as we head to 220 pounds. So we'll have 220 and 285 left. Braintree mathematically securing their 6th win. They cannot lose this one, no matter what happens in the final 2 matches. But the wrestlers obviously at the end kind of sometimes get the short end of the stick because your team a lot of the time has either won or lost by the time they get to you. Sometimes it comes down to you. It's not that often. But we're going to play it out and see how it goes. 42-21 Braintree with the advantage. No score here at 220 pounds. Final 50 seconds here of the opening period. Still no score. Both sides just fighting for positioning. Final 15 seconds. And the first period comes to a close as you hear the horn sound. 2 minutes in the books. Still no score, believe it or not. Very rare do you see a scoreless round. I imagine sometimes it must be very difficult as a player or wrestler, whatever terminology you want to use here in this situation, that when the score is to the point that you cannot come back and win, how hard is it to go out there and wrestle your best? I'm sure when you're out there it's the same old story, but you obviously would love to have something to fight for. You do fight for obviously individual accolades, which is something that you can earn and go to like an all-state tournament type of thing, which is obviously why they do fight at the end when mathematically it's impossible to come back. But I would just imagine that that's a tough mindset to be put in. And right now neither side really playing aggressively here in a scoreless second period. Final 25 seconds. It is a 2-1 advantage in favor of the visitors currently. And this one looks like it might be going the distance the way it's playing out. Neither side really going for the kill, so to speak. And that'll do it for the second period. 2-1, Walpole. And Braintree will start on bottom position. I do not see anybody warming. I do see somebody with headgear for Walpole, so it must be looking at the heavyweight as well. As Braintree with 2 points for a takedown to go ahead, 3-2. Crawling out towards the boundary, and Braintree just allows him to be out of bounds. Walpole trying to get the escape point to tie it, but Braintree does not allow it. And a 2-point reversal for Walpole to go ahead. 4-3 here with 1 minute and 20 to go. see the amount of energy being exerted here. Braintree looking out of gas here late. Getting up, and it ties it with the escape point. 4-4. 45 seconds remaining here in the third period. Another evenly matched fight here at 220 pounds. At 138, it was a one-point decision, 6-5, that went in favor of Walpole. We'll see how this one figures. "15 seconds remaining. If neither side goes for something aggressively, we may go to extra time. 10 seconds left. I don't think either fighter really wants to go to it. Braintree looking for a takedown. So is Walpole. And does Braintree get the takedown? I do not think so. We will see bonus time. I believe the first scorer, other than a escape point, will be the winner now, as we are at 4-4 here in overtime. 50 seconds left. It's a 1-minute period. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen a forfeit, a pin, a decision, and now we've seen overtime. As Walpole looking for the takedown, and they do indeed get it. And a frustrating finish for Braintree there after such a long bout. That one went to overtime, and Walpole gets the better of Braintree, getting just the 3 points, but that was well deserved. So that one finishes 6-4 and win by decision in overtime, getting 3 points to their total. 42-24 is the score currently, as we move on to the final weight class of the night, 285. And Braintree looking to close out with the victory. Round one underway. As Braintree with an 18-point advantage. And a lot going on in 5 seconds. This one nears a close. So the JV match was beforehand. And this match actually moving on very quickly. With all is said and done, as Braintree trying to score first. And a good takedown. Looking for a pin, as Braintree's there but couldn't get it. They couldn't secure the pin. And now Walpole looking to do the same thing on the other end. As they have the positioning, shoulders there. Braintree with the left shoulder, or the right shoulder up, and staying out of the pin for the time being. 4-2 the score, Braintree, and that is a pin to end it. Both sides easily could have won that one, and Walpole does ultimately come away with the pin, and they win this one 6 points. 42-30 is the final score, though, is Braintree with the victory here today over Walpole. 42-30. Again, Braintree with the victory as they move to 6-5 now, moving over 500 with the victory. So Walpole with maybe a little silver lining, winning the final two of the night, but Braintree right in the middle there at the beginning. They took full advantage, which is more of their strong suit. They won 113, 120, 126, 132, 4 in a row, all by way of pin/forfeit, and that was the difference in this one. 24 straight points for Braintree. Obviously very tough to overcome that, and Braintree with their 6th win of the season, 1 going to overtime, 2 win by decisions, and a good bout overall. First home match that we have covered here this year, and it was a good one. Braintree final score 42-30 over Walpole. Thanks for watching here on BCAM TV. On behalf of our camera person, John Orfanos, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.